What's up, guys? What's going on? Happy Mondays. Wow. Crypto market's kind of red today. Stock market was green. Powell got selected for a second term. Let's see what else is going on. So let's look at the market bubble today. There was a pretty mixed day. Amazon gave up all the gains it had on Friday in the market bubble. Google as well. Microsoft. Apple was the only thing that was just like up from the FANG sector. Even Facebook wasn't that strong today. So kind of surprising. Market is all over the place. MRMA started doing that reversal to the upside again. Filled up some gaps today. I think Europe was having some COVID issues. Kroger's seeing some recovery. Then we just got some weird stuff going on, man. Tesla, things like all over the place. Etsy is down pretty hard. MasterCard, another down day for them. Under Armour's, maybe they'll fill that gap on the downside. Supply chain issue, anybody? Electronic Arts is looking pretty yummy. What's up, RB Nickel? What's going on? How you guys doing? So pretty crazy day. Market imbalance today. Imbalance today was $2.3 billion to the sell side. So there was a lot of selling today, huh? So it says this morning, stock rise after Biden nominated Powell for the second term as Fed chairs. Trade a little bit higher. And he's nominating this other guy as vice chairman. So Biden said this morning, he said in a statement, he said that he will not be satisfied with simply getting the economy back to where it was before the pandemics. He says, I'm confident that Chair Powell and Dr. Bernard focus on keeping inflation low, price stable, and delivering full employment will make our economy stronger than ever. But that's kind of a problem because if they raise interest rates, companies wouldn't want to spend more money, and that would kind of keep that would be like counterproductive in terms of like getting employments up. Ooh, market just dropped just as I was reading that. Market flopped pretty hard there. What's up, Coma? How you doing? Terrible day. I had all stocks that tank in my portfolio. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. Oof. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. Let's check it out. We got some earnings. Let's see how the earnings did today. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the direction was today. Things were overall like super weird. There were some earnings I was really interested in playing, like Best Buy. Wanted to play Zoom as well, but and Dollar Tree too. So, but I just I don't know, just it was kind of hard to pick the direction, and we were already playing A and ADI, so I didn't want to take any more risks because it just feels like there's so much uncertainty right now. So let's see what Zoom says. Zoom had a pops up 7%. Earnings per share is $1.06 to $1.07 as opposed to 105. So they guided higher. Sales is pretty guided higher as well for Zoom. It says this quarter Q3 EPS for Zoom was $1.11 as opposed to 109. Sales was 1.05 as opposed to 1.02. So it looks like they had a top and bottom beat. Earnings per share increase was 12%. Sales increase was 35%. I guess they look like they're moving up to some resistance here at 260s. Let's see, compared to last year, stock price dropped by half compared to 2 years ago. Stock price is still up a lot. I guess it did find some support at that 240s range here. We'll see how this plays out tomorrow. It's a good beat, but it's not like a crazy beat. Let's check out one of the other stocks they were playing for ER. See what happened. Oh my gosh, down. What did they say? They did beat. So we were looking for them to beat, but I guess it didn't beat good enough. I don't know. Let me see. Earnings per share is $1.21 as opposed to $1.04. Sales is 1.66 billion as opposed to 1.47, up 23% compared to the same period last year, and up 11% in sales compared to last year. I guess the beat wasn't good enough because the company was up a lot from last year. The company was up. The company was trading around $110, $111. It was trading 160 before market, and they only had like a 23% increase in terms of EPS. So let me see. Yeah, they didn't have a good enough beat to justify that price difference. See if they said anything good in the earnings reports. The income is up a lot, 104%. So for the fiscal year of 2021, they deliver revenue of 6.32 billion. Next year, 2022, they're looking to deliver more than that, 6.65 to 6.73. Looking for a 5% to 6.5% growth compared to this year's. EPS is going to be 4.76 to 4.86 as opposed to 3.94 for next year. Metaverse, RB Nickel, it's the future. Bye, bye, bye. Yeah, so they had a good beat, but I guess it's just they're not forecasting enough growth to justify it. So I don't know. Let me see. Let me look at the chart again. Thought we were gonna see that recovery. Though we're gonna see this recovery, but it looks like we're coming back down. We need to stay above 160 tomorrow to remain bullish on this stock. If they fall under like 160s, it can come back down further on the bearish trend. Alright, let's see what else has earnings today. course, that drop in the market before market close didn't help as well. So Urban's Outfitter also had earnings today. They had a pretty good beat, but down 10%. Damn. A lot of stocks are dropping this earnings after a beat. Getting depressed just looking at this. So EPS is 89 cents as opposed to 84 cents. Sales is 1.13 billion as opposed to 1.12. 14% increase compared to the same period last year, and 16% increase compared to the same period last year in sales. I think I'm starting to notice a trend where we were seeing phenomenal growth last year, and things are starting to slow down. We're not seeing as much of crazy growth as we were expecting in some of the previous quarters. And I think that's probably due to like supply chain issue as well. Let's check it out. Wow, it did get hammered today. I reckon it probably got hammered due to PayPal, Visa, and some of the other financial companies that got, just smashed, right? Particularly from Amazon coming out and saying, hey, you know what, we're not gonna take payment service from Visa anymore, and that's kind of sending a huge shock throughout the whole market. So I guess you could see some short-term support on SoFi around this range, around the 1750 range. But it's hard to say, man, because your next level is a little bit further down, kind of like here, somewhere around the next level, like 15s. But if you look at PayPal, you look at MasterCard and Visa, they're all getting smashed so hard, man, that things are so uncertain now. So here's some possible level for SoFi. Hope that helps. Indeed. Let's check out Meta. Oh man, RB Nico. Imagine the second you get in, it tops out and comes back down to like $13-14. How funny would that be? But nah, I don't think it's peak. I think it's probably got more room to go. For your sake, hopefully. What else do we got in the earnings today? I think that's pretty much it. The big ones. Says we have Keysight, Urban. So we just looked through these three. There's some other ones I'm not that familiar with. Ibex, Kango, and Else Games. I'm not really too familiar with those companies. So I see IPX here. They just had earnings. Earnings per share was 5 cents, down from 35 cents. EBITDA is 11.5. Sales is 108. Missed estimate 111. Not doing good, but stock is holding up. But I guess it's probably one of those no-name stocks, so it just holds up better. That's true. MDT? What did you do? Did you play the long side MDT? Maybe COVID stocks are gonna come back again. Do you guys have any tickers you guys want us to check out? long calls. Good luck on that, man. Let me see. Let me take a look at the chart. It's pretty beat up. This is pretty beat up. It's been on this downtrend slope. So if it does recover, I could see that like recover somewhere to that purple line, which would be like 120 at the current rate. But it looks like it's been going on this downtrend pattern for MDT. MDT. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I should post these charts in a discussion channel. Since they're getting so mean about messages. Oh wait, that's SoFi. Let me post this MDT chart. MDT. Let me catch up on the messages. Tomorrow's morning's ER will be nice. BBY, DLTR, and DKS. You have lottos on all three, Anthony? Good luck, man. What'd you play? I feel like DLTR could be slightly bearish. DKS is probably gonna be a chop, and BBY is gonna be a wild card. I kind of want to see BBY die, just because last time I ordered something from them, it took 3 months, and it didn't even come. And like, I waited 3 months for this appliance and didn't even come. I got so tight. I called them. I bitch and whine, and they were like, "So?" I was like, "Man, I'm never doing business with them ever again. You give me a birthday coupon, I don't even care no more. Throw that in the trash. You give me a $10 reward certificate, I don't even want to step in your garbage store no more. Die, BBY." You can see how passionate I am about this. Is it a big pullback? What were you referring to, Cup of Magic? Oh, Dollar Tree. Let me see. So I looked at Dollar Tree from the earnings last time, and I was pretty bullish on it. And I think I went to talk with this other guy about it too. I went to talk to Jay about it as well, because last time they had earnings and they guided pretty bad due to supply chain issues. But so the last earning was in August 26th, right? Let me show you what I was looking at. So I was looking at Dollar Tree fundamentally from last earnings. It was August 26th. The company dropped pretty hard. It like flopped to like $90, and then even went as low as like sub 90s, right? And I had a support line from here, and I started picking up position because simply because I had this pre-COVID level for Dollar Tree, and I know for a fact when I looked at all the earnings they had, regardless, they still have performed better than 2020s. So any level, anywhere between 85 to 93s was just discount areas, because all these other earnings they had prior to this earning, they had done phenomenally better, right? They were making dumb money. Like if you look at Dollar Tree, compared to like the previous years, they were making really good, really good profit margins. 53% increase in profit margins. This was 11% increase in profit margins. And then it doesn't say how much over here. This was like 19% increase. So once it dropped that low, I was like, that was deep discount, right? And then at some point between last earnings to now, they had announced a 10% share buyback. Um, and they're also opening a lot of stores too. So, I'm extremely bullish on companies that open a lot of stores. And Dollar Tree has a huge growth plan, and they're opening a lot of stores, which is good and bad sometimes, depending how you look at it. But they did a share buyback that was so significant. Where was it? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, right here. So on September, they did a share buyback. They increased it by 1.05 billion to 2.5 billion. And the market cap for the company is like 30 billion. I think they increased it even more too. So it got to the point where it was like up to 10% share buyback. So they were gonna pick up 10% of their own supply, which was really, really bullish. But now they ran way too much. Now they're like, they're on crack levels. I don't even know where they're at right now. Let me see if I can draw this uptrend. Maybe if they hit the top of this uptrend, if I can extend this a little bit further and they hit the top to like 150s, that'd probably be a good short. But some of these like sus tickers, it's hard to short them too, because sometimes hedge fund might be around messing with them as well, and they can short squeeze you. But I think it's getting pretty toppy here. It's almost like a no-brainer short at this point, because they're still having supply chain issues. Everybody and their mother is. Let me catch up. COF, falling wedge. COF is steel. Where's the dollar index at? Dollar index is still pretty strong. I don't know. I feel like COX wanted to move up today with steel. With US steel, could potentially see that move back up to 26. But that's only if the dollar index doesn't keep going up. If the dollar index keep going up, that's gonna take this down, because this is a commodity. So is it sell the A spread in the morning? We'll see how the market reacts to A in the morning. A lot of times we've seen some overreaction after hours, and then in the morning something completely different happens. So we'll see how that play out. But we'll definitely advise it in the morning. XL and Max. XLNX is just following AMD. Whatever AMD does, XLNX is gonna do. What's up, Nasty Nate? Urban Outfitter Dunzo. Yes. DLTR puts. DKNS. Okay. Makes sense. COVID stocks. Gilead. MMM. Carriage Service. Indeed. Well, I mean, it's a little bit late right now. Best Buy is already... The time to open that position is already past, right? I mean, I personally would never do a straddle position anyways, just because straddles are... I don't even know how to explain. Like, straddle is just like very, really like... Just really, really expensive play, man. It's like you have to really expect a huge move for straddle to win. I honestly don't even know why there's a straddle strategy, honestly. It kind of confuses me. I'm not sure when people would really use it, because I think 90% of the time a straddle strategy would never work. But I don't know why people even talk about it that much. It's really one of the most useless strategies out there, in my opinion. as far as like having all these other strategies available. I mean, you could do a straddle or a strangle, right? So in the chart, like straddle looks pretty good. It sounds reasonable to a certain extent, but anytime you want to do a straddle, you might as well just do a strangle, and open and wide. Like for example, if we look at Best Buy, right? And I don't know, it's at 140. It's at all-time highs almost. Why is Best Buy all-time high? I have no clue. But let's say, we'll call this the middle point here. Then we'll call the 140s the middle point. If we're doing a strangle, we have to sit there and calculate how much more it could potentially go. So let's say it can go up like $10 more to like 150. If it goes down $10, it'll be down to like 130s, right? 130s. Then if I want to run a strangle, I could open 150s to 130s. That's $8. So maybe 146. That's an $8 move to the upside. And then $8 move to the downside, right? So evenly distributed. $8 move to the upside, $8 move to the downside. And then if it goes above this 150 range tomorrow, I will make money. If it goes under this 130 range, I would make money. But if you do a straddle, if you were to do a straddle, you would do it flat in the middle, right? Which is 138. So you could kind of, on the chart, it looks like you could kind of make money, but it's gonna be odd because if you look at the downside, you'll make $90. So it's gonna cost it's gonna cost 1,400. Look at the risk to reward. Who sits there and look at this and be like, yo, this is a good risk and reward? Like, you have to spend $1,400, right, to open a straddle at 138 in the middle at the current price. And then if volatility comes down, there's no way you're making money. No way. If it goes to 130, you lose money. If it goes to like 150, you lose money still. Whereas this, if volatility goes down, you still be okay. You still be pretty okay. So, and you're not risking as much. So that's that. Let me take a look at this a little bit. ZM going down. Die. Hate that company. Yeah, this is what I was talking about before. Like institutional ownership in Dollar Tree can't get hard, and they could just have a ridiculous run up because so much of the shares are controlled in the institutional side that, like, if nobody is selling, how's the stock gonna go down, right? Like, as long as you only have buyers and no sellers in the market, the stock can't go down, and that's what can be irrational sometimes about the market. That's true. And because market is so hot. Alright, looks like I caught up to all the messages. Time to ape into puts? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they were waiting, man. They were trying to shake people out and get it for cheap. What is IMVC? Oh, isn't this another SPAC? I had this before. A huge run today. Let's see. It looks like it had a good reversal, kind of broke out here. We got a bunch of bullish signal on the chart to on the bullish side. So got a bullish signal over here, arrow pointing up, boom, and then exploded. Got some more bullish signal here before it exploded again, and then boom, just flew. Damn, this script really worked well in this stock. A lot of times when you're getting the signals before the stock even moved, that's the best, man. When like over here, you're just getting a huge money flow coming in. That means somebody was secretly trying to load up, and next thing you know, it just blows up. What's the news? Oh, this is an EV company. Let me see. Let's look at some levels here. So it's coming up to this pretty big resistance right here, the $7 range. I have seen a lot of EVs come back to this range and just get smacked. So watch out for that. A lot of EV companies gets wrecked around the $7 range. The next range is like the high eights. I mean, and I'm talking about like special acquisition EVs. So you got a bunch of resistance levels coming up for this company. If you're bullish, these are some targets you should be looking at. Possibly taking profit along the way, of course, if you could. So let me put price targets on there. Bam. IMVZ price targets. So if you guys are new to the channel, I'm posting the charts to these tickers that you guys are looking at over here. PLTR, let's take a look. I haven't looked at this in a week or two. I like this company. We're at some good levels. I feel like PLTR is almost like a hedge now in a way, because they invested in so much gold a while back. I feel like this could low-key be a hedge play. So you got some levels here. We got this level here where it has some nice bounce. Pew, pew, pew. No pew here. And then pew. So maybe some pew pew here. Let's throw some price this way. So if you're bullish, $20 could be an area to pick some position up. If you're bearish, you will want to short it to like the 17s. So I'm posting this in the discussion channel in our Xtrades room, so you see the chart there. GGPI, let's take a look. So GGPI, I was looking for the dip buying opportunity at the yellow line. We haven't gotten that super dip buying opportunity yet. I did take a position last time when we hit here back to like almost 14s. It looks like we even hit past 14s today. But I think at these ranges is pretty yummy. It could get pretty interesting. It's kind of setting up this triangle here, and you could really see this go, man. It's just a matter of when, in a way. I would say probably look for this pattern to play out a little bit. You know, look for some rejection on the top side, some support on the bottom side. And obviously, as Raven has been moving up and down, the EVs market's following a little bit as well. If this comes back down to like $13 area for a buying opportunity, I would say why not pick some up, man? Why not? Give it to me. So GGPI, I like it around this $13 range. I definitely load up again. Probably pick some up at 13, unload some at 14, and then hold some runners until we hit 20 plus, man. Apple and Facebook lost their games, did they? I mean, Apple kind of overrated, man. What did they do to deserve that such big run anyways? They need to come back down. Apple chart looks interesting. I would love for Apple to come back to this range. That would be a good support, 153s. It hasn't been there in a while. Amazon, let's take a look at that too. You sold all your long plays today. Oh, Amazon's on short-term support right now. Amazon can move. You got a little bit bullish signal over here, but it's not really moving yet. It's holding that support. I would say as long as Amazon holds that area right here, we could potentially see a movement. Yeah, Amazon looks good here, man. So I post that as well. RIP Stone. Oh damn, Stone really breaking down. Imagine we still held those puts from when we play ER. That would be so crazy. Good afternoon. What's up, what's up, what's up? I saw all my long plays today. For real? Damn. Make me want to kind of sell Apple at the top here and try to buy back. But nah, man. I don't want to time it. I don't want to time Apple, man. I think I have a stop loss at like, I have a stop loss in Apple. Where is it? Where's my stop loss? I think my stop loss is over here. I know the last time I checked my stop loss, it was like 130s. I probably gotta move it up to like 140s, man. I gotta move it up a little bit more. Maybe I'll move it up to like 137, 138. I don't know. Because I want to hold those shares forever. I feel like Apple is just gonna keep going up like throughout life. Honestly, I still have ST and E shares, man. I've been loading it up on the way down because I believe in the recovery. I looked into it from the fundamental point of view as well, and Stone is pretty big in Brazil, right? So that's like where their main market is. And if you looked at Brazil, they're like starting to hit really high vaccination rates. I'll probably add another position at the lows over here, around 16s, because look, check this out, vaccine. So if you check the vaccine rates for Brazil, they're starting to like get really up there. They're like getting more and more vaccination done. People that getting first doses are 76% right now. People that are fully vaccinated are 60%. So they're starting to get to like, you know, 1/3 of the population in terms of vaccination. And the only reason they're so slow is just simply because they messed up. You know, their president was pretty like bearish in terms of COVID and stuff. And you know, they just didn't really like tackle as well. So it kind of wrecked the economy really hard. And but you know, I think they're doing it. I think they're pretty bottom out right now. And Stone is one of the biggest payment company in Brazil. So either A, they're gonna survive and thrive, right? Because when you're one of the big people in the market and you're able to survive like an economic downfall in terms of the overall economy, when the dust settles and everything's clear, they're either gonna buy a lot of other companies off on discount, and they're gonna like be the only one that has the money to survive, or B, they're just gonna die. But I think they have enough money to survive. And Warren Buffett invested in the company. But I think if you look at MSCI Brazil. So if you look at the stock market for Brazil, they kind of bottom out a little bit. So this is the 2008 crash for them. That kind of put their market around $29, and then COVID crash put them around the 2016 lows over here at $20. They're getting pretty close to the bottom. They're at 29 right now. They had some recovery, came back down. They might hit this $20 again. If they do, that's probably when you want to add position, I'd probably say. But we'll see. It is a little bit scary though to hold it for a long time. Let's just take a look at Google real quick. But we were just talking about long-term investments though, not like short-term. Short-term is hella scary. You gotta hedge that. Honestly, Google is one of the few stocks that I've never really know how to really chart it, just because it's just all over the place. I don't know what to tell you. It's just Google is just like such a monster stock. It just does its own thing, and it's so hard. I have no clue what it does 90% of the time. Maybe you have a pattern here, maybe you don't. Let me see. Let me look at the indicators on the daily chart. It even messes with my indicator on the daily chart. Like, even my indicators don't know if it's going up or down. So we got the crossover on the upside, and then we got the crossover on the downside. So even my indicators have no clue where it's going. That's why I don't really trade Google. First of all, it's too expensive to really trade options on it. And then second of all, the liquidity kind of really trash compared to Amazon. If you're gonna trade something in the $3,000 range, might as well go with Amazon because liquidity is better, right? In options contracts. And then third is just so wild. Check Roku. Let's check out Roku. So Roku kind of came back to this other super levels. Next super level for Roku is over here, man. Next level for Roku is $199. So if this $239 don't bounce, bro, $199 is next. So I paste that in the chat as well. I hope not. I mean, I don't know. I hope not. But at the same time, I hope it does, because the bigger the drop, the stronger the recovery sometimes, So if you guys are new, you guys are not sure how to navigate the channel, this is where I'm posting all the charts in our Xtrades channel and discussions. MKC. I'm glad you got into the MKC trade, buddy. Seeing that huge recovery now, right? So, Nasty Nate, this is a great question, right? Do you have stop loss for long-term investment, or do you just average down if you believe in it? It really depends. I mean, a lot of times a lot of like my 401k portfolio and my long-term dividend portfolio. A lot of times when I make trades for those, I usually try to find companies that I can really get behind, and I really think they're gonna be around, and you know they're not gonna be affected. Every once in a while, I do reevaluate, and I do sit there and think about it, and like for Stone, I had to really sit there and think about it because I was like, this company has created really hard. This drop over 50%. It is a payment processing company, so they do have overhead, and they are trying to improve. So sometimes I do take a look at it. I look at their moat. I look at their, their opportunities and stuff, and I double check the news to see if there's any lawsuits or if there's any crazy things that's affecting them. And then I check the economy, right? And if all those things are still aligned with what I thought about them originally, I will continue to dollar cost average down. And the shares get cheaper too, as so you're able to get more shares as you dollar cost average down too. And this is something that's worked out for me so far, so I don't really change it. Like I could give you some examples. Like MKC is actually one of them. Me and RB Nico talked about MKC. I think we had a big drop a while back. I don't know if it was here or here, but I looked at it. I looked at MKC in this one simple aspect, which is the fact that they had dropped below this 2020 levels, right? And I mean, the company did say like they're not making as much money as before, but they're still seeing like 2 to 3% growth. Now, if you have a company that's like this, like a spice company is making 2 to 3% growth, and they dropped to like $78 or whatever, which is like under levels that they were at in 2020, even just accounting for the basic inflation of like 5%, they were undervalued at this price. So obviously they started to recover, eventually. But if you bought it at this level, you could get shaked out, seeing that it lost support level. But since it's a long-term investment, I'm not worried. This might be an area I could sell some because it's coming up to the moving average here. So the yellow line is the make or break. This is a good area to take some profit, and then if it comes back down again, just dollar cost average down some more. But sometimes I have reasons, like I'll write down reasons why I get into the stock, so that if I forget, I just look back into the reasons into why I got into them, just to kind of remind me. So if you guys are new to long-term investing, that's a good way to do things too. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Like for example, I'll give you a really good example in terms of crypto as well. So like what is it, 2 months ago? 2 months ago, right? 2 months ago, I was talking with some of the guys in Discord. Me and Drunk were talking, and we're just talking about like crypto. What coin to buy during the dip and stuff. So this was on September 12th, 2021, and I asked some of those guys. I was like, "Yo, you guys could pick 5 crypto coins to invest in from 5 sectors. What would it be, and why? Like, what would be your reason, right?" So for me, I specifically looked at these few coins, and I listed my reasons, right? Like Solana is SOL. And one of the reasons I liked Solana at that time was fundamentally because of the NFT sector. Ethereum had dominated the NFT sector for a long time. If you guys are in crypto, you understand a little bit of it. That NFT was huge for a while, and Ethereum was a huge. They dominated that sector. So, but Solana started making copycats. Solana's pretty much like China of NFTs, bro. They literally just copycat a bunch of NFTs from their Ethereum side. They sold it for cheap, they flipped it, and the fees are cheaper, right? So they just kind of did the China version of NFT. They started making a lot of games, and because of all those things, their fees are cheaper and their platform is a little bit faster. The shares started going up. So if you had bought Solana on like September 12th, let me see how much it would be worth now. I don't even know how much. I don't remember how much it was. I want to say it was like sub 150s, that range. So I just kind of dollar cost average down. Actually, no, it wasn't even that cheap. It started going down here. It was a 180s, and I dollar cost averaged to like 140s. You know, I just kept buying on the way down, and look at it now. It's like way up from when we got in, just because I had the faith in it. So, but some people got shaken out on this downtrend move, you know. But me, I just saw it as an opportunity. So another one was like KuCoin, KCS, and Sandcoin. So KuCoin is like one of the top 4 world's biggest crypto exchange, and they're trying to catch up to BNB. They're doing a lot of things from smart contracts, paying dividends, and all types of stuff. So I think they're super cheap. I think this is one of them that like 2-3x from September 12th. Yeah. So I think the reason I asked that question on September 12th was because crypto market was kind of bearish in September, and as you can see, like it started to drop, right? That was like around $11. It dropped to as low as $9. Now it's $23. All about the belief, man. Sandcoin was probably the best out of all those positions. Yeah, that was the bearish market for crypto. September 12th, Sandcoin was around 80 cents. Now it's like $4. Just gotta believe, yo. Just gotta believe in dollar cost average. If you do your like, you do your research, you do your due diligence on the company, and it looks good, it will succeed. Hey, what's up, Christopher? The indicator that we use on our chart is actually proprietary. We have some moving averages on the chart, and they work in a way through different time frames and stuff, and you can use them as a support and resistance. But the other thing we have on the chart are like point of controls for you know, if you're trading on even shorter time frames, like 1 minute to 10 minutes, those are pretty useful to kind of see like where big area support and resistance are. And then we have like the money flow indicator, which kind of like gives us the idea of when the M's are coming in. So we were just looking at this other company before IVZ, and it was pretty effective in like finding the money flow. So like over here, you got the up arrow. So if you got in at that up arrow here or here, you would have caught it before that big move. And same thing here too. If you got in between these ranges, you would have caught it before that big move of here. But we'll have it available for sale on X Hubs very soon, probably this week, and I'll probably throw in mentoring with it as well, because I don't want people just to buy the indicator and not know how to use it. I want to be able to like, you know, I want to be able to like teach people how to like use it properly so they can actually make money from it. I don't want to just throw something at somebody's face and they drive away and have no clue how to freaking use it, man. Sand Gang. What's the promo? Was there a huge promo today? Yo, I don't see the announcement channel, man. Where is the announcement channel, young bull? I think they hid it from me, yo. I was trying to find the announcement channel that the young bull was talking about. So that I can like post the screenshot here, but I don't see it. It's hidden. Oh, SPLK? I got you. Let's take a look. What's your position, SPLK? What are you trying to do with it? Was it a guru position from a while ago? Whoa, we're doing a pretty sick promo apparently. So Scared Shirtless just announced it. They said the first 25 members to sign up using the link below will receive a 10% discount. So you gotta hit up our customer support, one of admins, Dennis or Brickenstock, and hit them up about the promo. December 140 calls. Ooh, that's pretty far away. I could see that recovering though, because we do have some lines here at the 140s. So if it does recover, that could be a good area. Depending on where you got in at. I went on the weekly chart before. I don't know if you saw. I went to check in the weekly for SPLK to draw this long-term trend line, and it's kind of like it's an angle up trend line, and you can see how it apply here and here. So ideally, if it continues to drop a little bit further, you probably want to look for this area to look for another average down, which is like around the 120s. Hard to say if it'll get there or not, but if it does get there, then you gotta watch out on your way up, because if it does go that far, then you have more resistance on the way up, because right now this is going to be resistance at 132 and another resistance would be 137. There's some ways down here. But this is like a pretty odd company, SPLK, Splunk. Usually they need a lot of momentum to start recovering, because there's not a lot of volume on the stock as well usually, and we haven't seen any recovery yet on the chart. Not seeing any signal yet on the half-day chart. Let me see. Seeing a little bit bounce on the intraday 97-minute chart, but on the daily chart I haven't seen it yet. So I would probably wait before I average down a little bit further. You want to see like a reversal setup, something like this, on the upside. Obviously this one was a fake one, because it looked like it was coming back up and then just completely flop, right? So if you're in that position, I know it's probably pretty red, pretty ugly. If you seem like you have enough time on it, so I'd probably wait a little bit further, and if it comes back to this level, that's probably where you want to take a shot average down. If it starts doing the recovery and showing some signs of greenness, like over here. So what I have on right now is the Heikiyashi candle, and ideally what you're looking for is you want to see it start to recover. On the half-day chart, you want to see some green. Right now it's just straight up red. And that's normal. When it has big drop, it's usually followed by more red. So you want to see it to start finding bottom first before adding more position. So I'll paste this in the discussion channel as well. You guys can take a look at it later. But good luck in that trade, man. I hope it works out well. Definitely risky though. Very scary. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it here today, guys. Do you guys have anything else you want to check out before I end the stream here? Let me look at SPY actually. PayPal, man, its next area is 176. Oh, you asked for Tesla? Let me see. Yo, Tesla actually had a double bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. Had a double bottom. Looks like we covered pretty well. I think it's gonna get. I think it's gonna come back down from that rejection over here. At best case, you see at 1200. Um, but it's kind of too high to be playing it, man. The Russells broke under again. What is going on? The Nasdaq was pretty red. Really red today. Gold sector just flooded. Sheesh. Dollar index is ripping. This was kind of scaring me a little bit. As of right now, I'm just trying to watch out and see where the direction is going. I posted the market outlook a little bit, I think over the weekend. Yesterday, so I posted the market outlook, and posted some interesting things to look forward to this week. They're saying Black Fridays might disappoint. They're not expecting a great year for Black Friday sales this year. Joe Biden's nominee for the Fed chair, so that happened today. And European lockdowns are getting a little bit scary for some of you guys that may or may not have been catching up on the news. We talked a little bit about this last week, how the COVID, the Delta variants are starting to come back and making a move, and it feels like COVID doesn't want to go away, man, and it's starting to get very, very annoying because we just started opening up again all over the world, and things are looking like shit. Excuse my language. But so some of these things play out a little bit. I posted the chart here. So every weekend on Sunday, I usually, take some time off. I take like about 2 to 4 hours and I take a look at the market. I read up on the news, try to catch the world news and stuff. And I tried to figure out what my outlook is for the week. So for me, this particular Sunday, I took a look at the S&P 500. I took a look at the QQQ, and I looked at the dollar index, which is very important because the dollar index, the dollar is balanced to almost every other trade in the world, whether it's commodity trade or other countries' currencies, right? So that's why the dollar index is very important to look at. And what I noticed was the tech sector has been running against this trend line, which is the QQQ, aka NASDAQ, and it's been running against this trend line. And we had just smacked the trend line on Friday as well. So I wrote here that the tech sector went ape last week between Apple and Amazon, but is at the top of the trend line again, and I think it could see another rejection. So we kind of saw that today, had a nice rejection. For SPY and ES, since it doesn't seem like it was leading the way lately, it doesn't seem like SPY and ES was leading the way. I said this would follow this. So if the tech sector was going to be bad and seeing that rejection, then SPY and ES would follow just as well. So which kind of happened today a little bit. XOF was looking like a buying the dip opportunity last week. It was one of the most bullish sectors I was looking at last week in terms of all three of these sectors. But when Amazon came out and they said they're killing off Visa, that kind of hurt the financial sector a little bit, because that kind of showed that they're getting away from, you know, car fees and banks making money and stuff. So this could set up for more pullback, and I'm looking for 37.50 for XOF to buy the dip. Possibly looking at banks like Citibank or PayPal to present the buying opportunity. As long as crypto continues to do good, I think PayPal and Square could see some recovery too. And this is the dollar index. The dollar index has been moving up very strong, hitting that trend line as well. But I don't think it gave a crap. It just kept going. And we're kind of seeing divergence, because naturally, when the dollar index is up, it's bad for the market. And when the dollar index is down, it's good for the market, which means if the dollar index is up, the stock market is supposed to go down. But last week, or this whole month of November, the dollar index has been ripping on a day-to-day basis, and so has the market. So something had to give, and I think the time is about to come. So we'll see. We'll find out at the end of the week. I hope that gave you guys a little bit clarity in where I think the direction and stuff are. And hopefully you guys deleverage a little bit, because this is the time to deleverage, man. Good luck, guys, and have a good night. Take care. We'll be back here tomorrow to look at some more earnings after hours. Hopefully Autodesk and some of these other companies have a nice move. Night, guys.